Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to where's that crazy guy going? To another episode of X-Plane 11. Tonight we are flying a Airbus A321. An actual flight I was inspired to do from a flight that I have taken before. And that is from London Heathrow to Shannon, Ireland, on Aer Lingus. I welcome in this evening a good friend of mine, and tonight your first officer on the flight deck, Mr. Eric Vinson, as he will accompany me. If you watched last week's stream at all, he jumped in about halfway, and we had a good old time and a nice little chat. So welcome in, Eric. Nice to have you with me here, sir.
Greetings, boys and girls, and thanks for having me, man. I'm always happy to be on with you.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Future, hi. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for, or madam, welcome in. And thanks for checking out the stream. We're going to jump in the cockpit, and we're going to go ahead and get this show on the road. You know, it's about an hour and 25-minute airtime this evening. I got my world's okayest pilot shirt on because, hey, why would we not have something like that? Anyways, before we get going, I raise a toast to everybody out there. American Thanksgiving is this week. And thankful for everybody who's tuning in, and thankful for all my friends and family and all that fun stuff. But a little bit of Irish whiskey here as we're heading to Shannon, Ireland. As I'm having a little bit of Redbreast 12-year-old. I believe Eric's sipping on something too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm sipping on, actually, Conor McGregor's brand of Irish whiskey, Proper 12. So that is what I'm sipping on right now with some ginger ale mixed in. So it's quite delightful. Really, really good. Had some meat a little bit earlier.
Hey, I can't go wrong with that, man. I mean, it had to theme a little bit in this particular situation. So anyways, without further ado, let's head up to the overhead panel here. Friends and neighbors, we're going to go ahead and get battery 1, battery 2 turned on, external power, and we will align our IRS right, left, center. From what I've been told is the correct way to do it. Go ahead and get our emergency exit and no smoking signs turned on. Nav light set to auto, and strobe light is the same. The rest will come back to that. I believe that is all we need to do up here for now. And we're going to head back on down. Go ahead and get the brightness turned up on our screens just a little bit so that, I don't know, maybe we can see while we try to fly an airplane with a lot of people on it. I know, isn't that crazy? Crazy idea, sir.
You might want to take off that starting soon text on there, my friend.
The starting what?
The starting soon text that you put up there for all the.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Good call there, sir. Sorry about that, guys. I know you don't want to stare at that the entire time. We've already started, so.
We're already here.
We're already here. Anyways, down to the old FMC here. The old McDo, as I believe the actual name for it is. Let me bring up here our tablet, as I have put our information on here. That way I don't have to pull up my iPad this time around, because that's not always the easiest thing in the world for me to do. So tonight we are, as I said, London Heathrow, EGLL, going to Shannon, Ireland, EINN. Gonna put that up there. Line the IRS. Tonight we are Aer Lingus Flight 381, so we are EI 381. Actually, I'm sorry, I believe it's EIN 381. Flight number, cost index is going to be 6. Cruise altitude going up to 36,000 feet. And now for the fun part, cruising, baby. What's up, girl? How you doing? Anyway. Are you Irish? Oh, thanks for tagging along, man. Where are you from in Ireland, I must ask, as I've had the opportunity to visit the wonderful country of Ireland, and I've always told my wife and my friends and family, you can ask Eric here, if I ever go back, I'm not sure I'd ever leave again. So let me know where you're from, man. Great to have you with us.
Told me that.
I have. Cool. While I wait for you on that, we'll go ahead and get our information set in this avenue here. Alrighty, so whoops, didn't mean to do that. Block fuel for this evening, 6238. So we're gonna round that up to 6238, 6300. Go ahead and load the fuel. And then I keep trying to scroll up the wrong way right here, and it's really driving me nuts. So our zero fuel weight this evening, 73,800. So let's see if we can get as close to that as we can. 73,800. 795. I don't think it gets any better than that, Eric. I'm just saying.
That's pretty darn close, man.
Go ahead and load those right there. That's absolutely fantastic. We'll come back to the screen here very shortly, but what we need to do first is we need to go ahead and input these settings into the McDo. So we are looking for, I did it again, we are looking for 6.23, put that there, and then we are looking for, let's see, 73.8. And our center of gravity is going to be 27.6. 27.6.
It's going to be very disadvantageous if you can't figure out up or down by the time we get this bird in the air.
Yeah, it's probably not going to work out. Dublin, fantastic, man. I got to spend a couple of days in Dublin, and we enjoyed the heck out of it. I don't think I spent enough time there, but yeah, I enjoyed quite a bit. The Jameson distillery was closed when we went. I know probably a lot of tourists go for that, but we instead went to Teeling, and I enjoyed that an incredible amount. Teeling distillery, drinking some Redbreast Irish whiskey now, and I heard some great stories from the people over there. You know, it was fun, man. That's awesome. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get this sorted out here. We're going to head over to the... No, we did init ref. We did that. We're going to go to the flight plan. So we're going to go here, and I need to go to page 2 is where I need to go, Mr. Eric. Our departure. We're taking off from 27 right, and we are taking off via Captain 3F. There it is right there. No transition, so we're going to go ahead and insert that. Insert it so it saves. And from Captain, we are going to take a couple of different airways here. We're going to go UL9, and we're going to take that to Kennett. There's an N right there. Crazy idea, I know. And from Kennett, we're taking UN14. When I did the practice flight for this, I'm pretty sure this particular one didn't show up, but I'll try to type it again just to see what happens. Yep, it did not. That's okay.
Nope. All right.
So we'll insert that real quick, and then from Kennett, we're going to go to PMOB, or PMOB. I don't know how you want to say it. PMOB is the next waypoint. Enter that. And from PMOB, we are going to go take airway N24.
November 24.
November 24, yes, sir. And we're going to Slaney. S-L-A-N.
That sounds dirty.
It does. It really does, though, doesn't it? It really does, absolutely. And from there, we're going direct. So we'll go ahead and insert that. And from Slaney, we're going directly to Tipper. That is the Tipperary, for those who are unfamiliar with it. Tipperary, Ireland. It's a long way from Tipperary. That's how the song went.
I know we heard that one
we'll
before.
insert that. We actually stopped in Tipperary for a night and stayed at this wonderful bed and breakfast. For the life of me, can't remember what it's called, but I know I got a picture of it. And Tipper D. And it was an old fella. He ran not only did he run the bed and breakfast, but he also ran the flower shop next door. And was quite the jack of all trades. But yeah, he was awesome. Super nice guy. And I believe we're done with this now as well. Super nice guy, and made a hell of a breakfast. Let me go ahead and be the first person to say that. Let's see, flight plan.
What do you make you out there?
I had some, obligatory. Had some blood pudding. It was very good.
Of course.
I had some bacon. Had some eggs. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me right there, good sir. All right, fantastic. Just want to make sure the flight plan didn't look good. Yeah, he made some good stuff. Very much enjoyed it. Map not available. Cannot begin. Oh, it's because the IRS is not aligned yet. Isn't that crazy?
It's funny how that worked.
I know, right? I said we are going to cruise at 36,000 feet today. So let me get that set. I need to get the METAR, so let me get that really fast. That way we have accurate readings here. In Heathrow, we are looking at 1024 is the current pressure. They use, I forget the terminology for it, so the big, once again, because America's got to be different, they use the metric system almost everywhere else. I can't fathom learning that right now either, by the way. But they measure pressure differently in the United States as well. So in the United States, you'd be looking at right now 3024 is how we would measure this particular pressure, and I believe it's pascals is what they call it in Europe. Is how we would measure it, so 1024. So since we're in Europe, we will customarily follow procedure here. And
what a nice guy.
I know, I'm telling you, right? We're going to head back down here because we want to go to the performance page, but we need to bring back our screen here. Now that we've chosen our runway, we're going to go flaps 1. And we went toga last week, or not last week, the last time we flew. Sorry, it's been a little bit, so we're going to flex this time around. So let's see, we're going to enter our V-speeds 159 V1. That's when we will start to rotate. 159 VR and 162 V2. Transition altitude in London Heathrow is 6,000 feet. So we'll leave that as is. Flex the temperature is 36 degrees. We are going flaps 1, and we are going to go, what does this have us at? Up 0.0, so no trim on the takeoff, which is just fine. That dog will hunt, sir. That dog will hunt.
That dog will hunt.
And I believe we're all done with this portion of our flight plan here. Just make sure everything looks Gucci, as they like to say. Who likes to say it? I'm not sure.
That's what the young people say, man.
That's what I heard. And our IRS line, we're actually ready to push back, believe it or not. We're going to go ahead and head up to the top and get the APUs started here. And we'll wait, you see, to say flap open right here. As soon as it says flap open, we can go up and start it. It shouldn't take but just a moment. There it is. Flap is now open. We're going to go ahead and start it. Go ahead and turn the beacon light on preliminarily because we're going to start our engines here in just a moment. That's not at all what I meant to do. Alright, we're going to wait for that to level out. I'm probably giving a lot of people out there some sort of motion sickness, I'm sure.
Aneurysm of some type.
Yeah, right. Alright, APU started. We'll bounce on the outside here. You'll be able to hear it.
It's such a pretty boat.
It really is, though. It really is. A321, one of my favorite airplanes, really is. Alright, that sounds pretty good. So we're going to go ahead then and we're going to call off the dogs on our equipment that we have outside. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to head into... I'm sorry, I said we were done with it. I lied to you. I apologize about that. We're going to go ahead and close the doors outside. And we're going to go ahead and plan our pushback here. So let's go ahead and start the pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
You know where I want to go? Right there, big dog.
Right on the line.
I just want to make sure he's got enough room to turn, otherwise it's going to do funky stuff.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
I do appreciate about this better pushback plug-in that it has that, sorry about that, I was getting a little uncomfortable sitting on my foot. I appreciate about this better pushback plug-in that this has is that it actually lets you choose where you want to go. It saves myself just a wee bit of time, my friend. Just a wee bit of time.
That is nice.
We're going to start the engines here in just a second, as soon as he says we're ready to push back. Muy es bueno.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
That's fantastic. Get her done, brother. Get her done. You see him connect on the front side there. So proud of you, man. This guy's doing a great job.
It's so hard to find good help these days.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I'll tell you guys more stories here. Once we get going and I don't have to think so much anymore, I'll tell you more stories about this particular trip and what led to the
So connected and
plane
bypass
travel.
pin inserted. Release parking brake.
All right, parking brake is off.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Why, thank you, kind sir. Go ahead and put that in start mode. We're going to start engine 2 first. Fantastic. Let's head to the outside here. This guy is already feel like kind of going at a weird angle, but that's fine. Oh, you know what I did not do? Start the fuel pumps. That's important.
That's definitely important.
Yep, I was wondering. I was like, wait a minute, something's not right here.
We're gonna be in for a real short flight.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, let me cut it back off real fast. Sorry about that. Jeez Louise. You'd swear I'd done this before.
That's why you're the world's okayest pilot.
That's exactly right, because I'm you know, obliged to miss you know, a thing or two. I'm allowed. It's the moral of the story.
Be sure to tell all the fine people to fasten their safety belts.
Make sure to fasten your seatbelts. I gotta turn that light on too. Yeah, sorry about that, dude. I've missed all kind of things right now.
Hey, that's okay, man. You know, that's why I'm here. I'm the co-pilot.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. We're gonna get that bad boy fired up out there.
Dar, she blows.
Yar. Much better. Sorry about that, y'all. A minor inconvenience. And we'll pop back inside, make sure this is stabilizing like it's supposed to. Looking good, looking good. Still can't believe I just did that.
Operation complete. Set
Whoops.
parking brake.
I believe I will set the parking brake, and I will also go ahead and start engine number 1.
Stand by.
Honestly, it made me think of the first reboot of Star Trek when they're trying to warp into space and they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And Captain Pike was like, "You are a pilot, son, right? Is the parking brake on?"
It's the whoops. Yeah, it's happened a time or two. I'm not the first person to do it. I can promise you.
Right, exactly. Oh, I'm sure.
Much better. Much better.
So this is connected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
What a
very
kind
much.
gentleman.
He was, wasn't he? Now we can turn the APU off. We don't need it anymore right now. Everything else looks good. And sweet. Go ahead and get that back to normal. Arm the ground spoilers. And let's do it.
All right, rock and roll.
This led me to believe I could go this way, by the way, and it looks like it's completely blocked off.
I know. That's kind of where I'm looking at. I'm like, okay, well, where are we taking off from?
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna go the roundabout way, folks. I apologize about that. The quality of this has really gone downhill fast. I apologize, but we're gonna go ahead and turn around, and we'll have to go around since I totally misread that my ability to go that way, according to this. So.
Damn construction.
I'm telling you, man. Who's got construction going on at Heathrow? This is unacceptable.
I know, right?
That's okay. We're getting it done. We're taxiing out. Hopefully I can make it all the way around this way. I don't even know if it's possible. I'm just giving it a shot.
Hey, as long as there's concrete and there's not another bird in the way, shoot.
That's the trick, man. Sometimes these little bastards, they'll come out of nowhere. So far, so good. So far, so good. We're looking good. Let me go ahead and set our takeoff flap settings and bring those down to flaps 1. I'm not an expert, but as I'm looking to the left here, can I get through there? It looks like I can. I can get through there. So we're going to go ahead and turn left here.
Taking off is theoretically supposed to be the easy part.
It's supposed to be the easy part. I definitely misplanned on the starting gate. I believe I started from a different gate when I did the original test flight, and decided to move it for some unknown reason, and it's come back to bite me in the ass, if you haven't been able to tell. Taking off is my favorite part, though. It is
just a small nibble. Just a small nibble. It's not a huge, like, chunk out of your ass.
No, not
Still got some ass left.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have a ton to start with, but I got some left. Got some left. Thanks for tuning in, anybody out there. See, we got a couple people watching, and you know, man, I'm just here having a good time. Said it 1,000 times over. I've never in a million years claimed to be an expert about anything, man. It's just something I enjoy doing, and if I wasn't doing this right now, streaming it for people, I'd be doing it anyways for no reason whatsoever. So I might as well, you know, put it out there for other folks to potentially enjoy if they like torturing themselves. So here we are.
Hey, as long as both engines are working.
That's the key, sir. That's the key. All right, we're looking good. I'm totally just driving over these lines. All right, I think everything is set like it's supposed to. Takeoff checklist is good. Cabin is ready. Auto brake set to max. And we are flexing on the takeoff, so we are not going full blast. Alrighty. London, it's been real. We are heading to Ireland. 40%. Sounds good. And we're up to flex. are at V1, rotate. Positive climb. Wheels are coming up. Throttle's back to climb. Getting just a little bit of speed and we'll bop these flaps up here. Flaps coming up. I feel like was it Van Morrison that sings that song Into the Mystic right now?
I think so, yeah.
Into the Mystic.
Can't see much of anything right now.
No, which I can't imagine is too terribly uncommon flying out of London.
Oh, yeah.
Or anywhere in the UK for that matter. I believe it was a day very similar to this when we managed to catch our flight from London to Shannon. Once I bump the autopilot here before too long, I'll tell you the story, even if it's just a refresher.
Yeah, you got some stories from your little trip.
Oh yeah. Alright, we're over 5,000, so we're going to go ahead and standardize our pressure. And right about 10,000. You know, I didn't start my chrono either. That's alright. I'll start it now, and then we'll just basically add on about 2 minutes to it. It's funny because before I start all this, I always tell myself about 100 times over, like, don't forget to do this, 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 and this. And generally, I forget to do at least half of those things.
Again, that's why you're the world's okayest pilot, man.
Exactly, exactly. I never claimed to be world's greatest pilot. The shirt doesn't say that, okay? Okay, that belongs to my father-in-law. He's the world's greatest pilot.
Oh, I don't know. My father would probably give him a run for his
That's
money.
all right, man. That's it. Gotta put him in a cockpit together.
Oh, yeah. That'll be fun. Navy and Air Force. Woo.
Oh, yeah. We're starting to break out here. Yep, 10,000 feet. I'm going to go ahead and throw on the autopilot. We're going to head up top, and I'll turn the wing on, and I didn't at all turn on the runway turn-offs or the takeoff lights, so that's another thing I forgot. Sorry about that. Hope I didn't ruin everyone's day.
That ATC guy was so freaking nice, and you're forgetting to turn on things for him.
I'm telling you. Oh yeah, those babies are humming. Those babies are humming. So anyways, there I was. I started blasting. I started blasting. So this particular flight, the inspiration for it, as I've said a couple of times already, London to Shannon, my wife and I and my dad and my mother-in-law, or not my mother-in-law, my dad, my stepmom, sorry. We went and took a trip over to London to see the Jaguars play back in 2016. And at the time, we had planned a few days in London, and then we were going to skip over to Ireland and have a good old time. And we rented this little flat through, Airbnb. And the day we were supposed to go to the airport, like, my dad the whole time was, every day that we had something planned, he was late every time. It was like, be here at this time. He was always late every single time. And on this particular day where we had to be at the airport at a certain time, and we were going to take the underground, my wife went to go take the trash out, and there was two doors. You'd go out the door to the flat, and then you'd go out another door that came into the building, and you had to have a key for both doors. Well, she went out and didn't bring her key with her to get in, so she was knocking on the window to come open the door for her, and not even thinking, because we're cleaning up at the time, I walked out the door also, and the door auto locks to the flat. Like, it's not just unlocked, like it auto locks, like you need a key to open it. And so I walked out and opened the door, and she goes, "Did you bring the key?" And I was like, "Oh," and like right as I said it, the door shut. And so here we were, locked out of the flat that we rented, and had to try to get a hold of the lady who rented it to us via the Airbnb website. She wasn't in town. She left the extra key with somebody else, so we had to Uber to get this key. And it's a good thing that at the time we had we had T-Mobile at the time, which had cell service in Europe for free. And so we were able to get a hold of her, take the Uber, go over there, and because we didn't take the underground, we actually saved a good amount of time. But my dad, for once, was actually on time. It was the first time he was on time the whole damn trip. And they beat us to the airport. But boy, it was a little bit of a nerve-wracking thing there for a bit. Not thinking, maybe we're not going to get out of here, Like, what if this lady doesn't answer? She was, like, off doing something else, And so we almost didn't make this flight, but we still did.
About to skim your teeth, man.
Yeah, that's how I've done it most of my life, Why not?
Hey, look, sometimes you gotta fly by the seat of your pants, man.
Yeah, fly by wire, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why not? Why not? Look at those clouds.
Nice and puffy, man.
Like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. No, what's that?
It was a quote from Ghostbusters when freaking Ray had thought of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
That's right.
When freaking Jewel was like, okay, you have to choose, and a choice is made. And freaking Venkman's like, whoa, no one made a choice. I don't know what you're talking about. Did you make a choice? I did not make a choice.
I did not make a choice. Ray, come on, Ray.
Freaking Dan Aykroyd's character.
Dude, I'm telling you. Oh, Dan Aykroyd. Yo, crazy so-and-so.
They're still doing another reboot of that movie, man.
Yeah, I was actually looking forward to this one. The other one they did, not so much.
Yeah, the other, I still haven't seen the other one because it was just grade A trash. So.
Yeah. Wasn't too good.
I've heard that from just about everybody.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically. There's nothing else to say. Other than that it wasn't good.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you get home runs and sometimes you strike out. That was a strikeout.
I would tend to agree with that. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. It was definitely a strikeout. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Eric? I don't know.
I just work here, man. I don't know nothing.
I don't know. I just work here. Ain't that the truth?
If I were a bird, I'd fly into a ceiling fan.
Yeah. Dude, I was dying at that earlier. I thought that was too damn funny.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Too damn funny, sir. Let's see. I'm just curious. I'm planning ahead a little bit here, so we're gonna hit our.
Play we got, my friend.
It's about an hour and 20 minutes grand total. Airtime. So from off to, we're looking at. It's probably gonna be a little less than that, but we're looking at our top of cruise coming up before too long. Then we'll hit the old P-Mob there, Slaney. Top of descent. And then we'll start coming down, see how that goes. But yeah, I was just kind of trying to get an idea on what this was going to look like. Just getting an idea there, Eric.
It's always good to have an idea, man. Always
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, I guess
See,
I can...
I'm more of a shoot first, ask questions later kind of guy.
Ah, dude, I totally understand. Totally understand, man. Yeah, if anybody watches this back and you're interested in the scenery, both the London Heathrow and the Shannon that we'll fly into. This was the only Shannon I could find, and it was freeware, thank goodness. The link's in the bio for the video. Good stuff, good stuff. I got a problem here, though. I just got a sip left, so you're gonna have to excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna step away for just a second. I'll leave Eric to entertain you for just a moment. If he chooses to do so, if not, then, you know, it is what it is. But we'll be back in just a moment. I'm just going to get a refill.
All right. Refills are important things to have, ladies and germs. Gonna have to get him to turn off the fasten seatbelt light when he comes back here. You are free to roam about the cabin. Me personally, I have not been to Ireland in any way, shape, or form, so this would be a new course for me. Only time I've been to Europe, I was a kid, and my dad had some orders over in Europe at the time, and you know, back before cell phones and all that fun jazz, they were just doing. My dad was doing snail mail back and forth with my mom. And she wasn't even 100% sure that he was going to have the time off in order to meet us somewhere. My mom was trying to arrange for some flights over to Paris, and thankfully it all worked out just fine. And we were able to meet him over in Paris, and then we went over to London for a little bit. I apparently thought that Piccadilly Circus was just made for me, which was all sorts of fun. I still got plenty of pictures from when we had went over there. Me and my little brother that was barely, I don't even think he was walking at that particular point in time. I think it was like maybe 3, 4, or 5 years old, something like that. My brother was very, very small.
That's Dr. Little Brother to you, sir.
That is Dr. Little Brother, yes. He has his PhD.
And no, you pervs, it doesn't mean what you think it means.
But no, I was telling the fine folks out there that the only time I've been to Europe was I was a little kid, and back in the snail mail days, my dad was sending mail over to my mom, and my mom wasn't even 100% sure that my dad had gotten the time off so that he could meet us over in Paris, because my dad had orders elsewhere. So thankfully it all just kind of worked out. We were able to hang out in Paris and London and all that for I think it was about a week, something like that.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Turn the fasten seatbelt signs off. You're not afraid to move about the
I told him
cabin?
you would do that when you came back.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I usually wait till I get a little, like, you know, I mean, sometimes it comes off earlier, but I try to wait till I get around closer to cruising altitude. Just to make sure that there's no unexpected turbulence. When you're in your seats, make sure you remain seated at all times with your seatbelts fastened. And, yeah, make sure, you know, you're not a real pilot unless you make your announcements with the, make sure that you, you know, yeah, you gotta. That's the only.
Very Family Guy-esque.
Yes.
And you know, you just want to go ahead and do it like this, and you know, just hope that you guys are doing okay, and I hope everything's okay.
That's the only way. That's the only way. We can go for a cabin tour if you'd like, a obligatory cabin tour.
Yes.
As we cruise here. Door is unlocked. Just wanted to make sure. Alrighty, let's go see what's in the cabin.
Most excellent.
These passengers are invisible. As you can see, we're in the galley. Fantastic, fantastic.
Don't want to open that.
Nope, nope, let's not do that. And take a little peep out the peephole there. Alf open. Assume that's Sherman.
You are now free to pressurize the cabin.
You're now free to pressurize. You hear those engines humming, baby.
Oh yeah.
See what kind of view we get out the window here.
Yeah, look at that. She's a beauty, that.
She's a beaut there, Clark. She's a beaut. Alright, so I gotta ask you, it's the age-old question for anybody who's ever traveled on airplanes. Is window or aisle seat?
Honestly, I'm a mixture of both. I do like a mixture of both. Window's usually fun for me because obviously I can control the window shade. So if I'm trying to get some shut eye on the flight, then I'll just pull down the shade, catch some Z's. But I certainly don't mind being on the aisle just because the stewardess can get easier access to me and I can get a drink in my hand quicker.
It's true. That's also very true. It's very true. My preference is gonna make some people laugh, but it's also not gonna be super surprising to others. So I guess it depends on who you are. But I prefer the window seat because I like the view, but most of the time I try to go for the aisle because I have a small bladder and I know that I'm gonna have to pee, and it's just easier not to have to disturb somebody on the aisle seat.
Yep, that makes all the sense in the world. And that's the other thing for me, just in case I gotta, go and use the little boys' room. That's always nice. But most of the time, I'm usually pretty good on flights. Knock on wood.
Yeah, most of the time. Most of the time, I would tend to agree with you. It just depends on the day, man. Sometimes I'm peeing 100 times, and other times I'm fine.
Oh, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And thankfully, I haven't taken too many really lengthy flights too. So all else fails, I'm just able to just kind of hold it, and I'll be fine once I get to the terminal at that point.
It's true. Yeah. I've put myself in some pretty bad predicaments before, as far as really having to hold it, and yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
That makes me. You know me, man. I'm big on movies. You remember the scene in Liar Liar when freaking Jim Carrey's character is telling the judge, he's like, I gotta go, and the judge is like, well, can't you hold it? And he was like, look, if you hold it, you're doing irreparable damage to yourself, and you could even lose the ability to become aroused. And the judge was like, wait, is that true? And Jim Carrey's like, it has to be, because he can't tell a lie.
Because he can't tell a lie. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It worries me because I put myself in that bad spot with that a few times.
Exactly. It sticks with you, man. Once you see that scene, you're like, ooh. Wait,
It's true.
Well.
Great friggin' movie, by the way. But
That's a hysterical movie. I love that movie.
great friggin' movie. One of my favorite of his.
Yes. I mean, Jim Carrey's a bit of a Looney Tune, but he makes some pretty good movies.
Oh, agreed. Agreed. He's had a few flops. I mean, everybody does, but
Oh, yeah.
no yawns. No yawns allowed.
No, sir. I think one that jumps out to me is, did you ever see The Number 23?
No, I did not.
That movie was one of the few movies I've actually walked out of. And it was mainly because it was at the Student Life Cinema over on the campus at FSU. So
Yeah,
it was a pretty movie anyway.
That's what I heard, though. That was a general consensus, which is pretty much why I didn't bother.
Yeah. But I remember sitting in that movie theater and I was like, what am I actually watching? Like, this is terrible.
Yeah, no bueno, sir.
No, sir.
No bueno. Yeah, I think the only, and I was probably really disappointed because I loved the Mummy franchise.
Yes.
And I went and saw the Mummy 3 in theaters. And was fired up about it. Boy, it was terrible.
Yep. It's funny you say that because I actually watched it on TV not too terribly long ago, and it actually really isn't that bad. Like once you kind of give it a chance, it's not bad. It's certainly the worst of the three, but I mean, as far as the movie goes itself, it really isn't terrible. I was obviously disappointed that our girl Rachel Weisz was recast.
Yeah. Not only was she recast, but I think what bothered me like a ton was the kid, their son, in The Mummy Returns. He was, this little blonde kid, and then he got older and turned into a ginger. It's like it just didn't make any sense.
Oh yeah. The casting really wasn't all that great. Like besides Jet Li, because obviously you get Jet Li to play the Emperor, and you're like, oh, all right, let's go.
That was a good choice.
Jet Li.
Yeah, it was a good choice. It was a good choice.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate that movie like sent him into such a spiral because he had sustained such bad injuries filming that movie that boy, he went into a bad way, man.
Well, and they had come out and said that was going to be his last movie, and I was genuinely surprised by it. And then I come to find out like he had just sustained so many different injuries doing the movie that you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess it kind of makes sense at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
But they're actually remaking Scorpion King. The Rock is going to be executive producing that one.
I saw that. I did see that, and they didn't confirm nor deny if he would reprise his role or cast someone else. They have not said.
I mean, look, The Rock is obviously an older gentleman at this point, not over the hill by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
But I'm fairly certain he could still play that role and kick ass while doing it.
I think he could still very, very, very much pull that off. Absolutely.
I guess we'll have to see. I'm still eagerly awaiting that last James Bond movie, man. I'm trying to see who's going to pick that thing up because I certainly don't want to wait until April of next year.
No, I feel like ultimately somebody's going to end up paying the money to have it on the streaming service.
Oh, Apple's going to do it, man. Like that, there's no reason that Apple's not going to pick that up.
I think that they probably will. If anybody's going to do it, it'd be them. Like they picked up, like here, I thought that the movie Greyhound was an Apple exclusive. It turns out, upon release, it was an Apple exclusive, but it was not an Apple developed movie. It was supposed to go to theaters, and Apple picked it up. And Tom Hanks originally wasn't thrilled that that's how it got released, but moral of the story, it was a damn good movie, man. Damn good movie.
I still haven't seen it yet. I still got to check it out because I still got that subscription.
Yeah, do it, man. I
get my iPhone the last time.
Highly endorse it. Very, very good.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. But yeah, man, that's just the world we're living in with movies right now. Like, there's going to be very few movies that are going to be released into theaters.
I would rather it be released this way. Quite honestly, I don't want to pay $17 to go see a movie in a movie theater where I can only watch it one time. It's like you pay less than that per month for a streaming service. You can watch it as many times as you want.
Well, and here's the thing with me is that honestly, the system itself is being brought down the way it was set up.
Right.
And you know, movie theaters are belly aching all over the place because you know, oh, now we gotta file bankruptcy and we gotta shut down and we gotta cease business and da da da. Like, look, guys, this is your own damn fault at this point. Like,
I would tend to agree with
you
that.
guys signed up for this kind of scenario, basically, where you're getting pennies on the dollar for these movies.
Right.
And the studios are the ones that are making all the money on the planet. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
yeah.
you guys signed up for this.
That's the screwing you get for the screwing you got, man.
Right.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for them at all. They're the ones who signed a bum deal, you know. Don't take it out on everybody else.
Exactly. Yeah, bad deal's a bad deal. Like, just accept that it's a bad deal. And, I mean, shit, it sucks that you're going out of business. But, I mean, it's your own damn fault, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I agree with that. I agree with that, sir. I believe this is the last bit of England also before we cross the English Channel over to Ireland.
Most excellent. I was just about to ask you that.
We're just cruising along.
Cruising the world.
Cruising the world. Thought I fixed those shadows too. You see the shadows on here? How they got like a jagged? Yeah, I downloaded something to fix that. Apparently it did not work.
Apparently it didn't work.
No. No, it did not.
That's all right.
Yeah, it ain't no big thing.
Everything else is looking crisp and clean. No caffeine.
Yeah, not too shabby at all, man. Not too shabby at all. Got a nice view here of our front panel. It's our floor lights. Dennis was asking if the plane on here had the floor heat. He said JetBlue did not front for the floor heat. So yeah, I don't know if it does or not. I can't find the switch for it, but it might be somewhere I don't know of its existence.
Guess you gotta wear some heavier knickers when you're driving these guys.
Yeah, no kidding, dude.
Now, where's Dennis flying these days? Are you still in North America for the most part, or?
Yeah, for the most part. He sees the Caribbean periodically, and Central America periodically. But it just depends. JetBlue starts service from JFK to London next year. And I'm not entirely sure if he's going to be part of that or not. But you know, most pilots and flight attendants feel the same way. They'd rather get their long hauls in because it kind of helps them out. You know, would you rather one long flight or would you rather break that into like several days of, you know, shorter 1.5 hours? You know.
Oh yeah, it makes the shift go by quicker if you're doing these long hauls.
Definitely, yeah, most definitely. Oh.
Yeah, I saw that Southwest that just implemented a route down to Miami. I don't know if you saw that.
I don't think I did. From where did it say?
From here, from Orlando.
Orlando to Miami. Yeah, it's a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all. Probably gonna throw that into the $49 flight bundle.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Those specials.
Why not? Oh, they run those 737s ragged, man. They that they do. That they do. They up and down and up and down and up and down.
I gotta start using some of my travel miles, man.
Dude, I know. You can just see Ireland right there on the other side.
Oh yeah.
Not a huge distance between the two. It's really not.
Just a bunch of water, mostly.
Yeah. The old English Channel. We're going to start descending at top of descent is after Slaney. How far after Slaney? Nope. Nope. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll see it. We'll see it pop up on here, more or less. You'll see like a little wiggle line. See if I bump this up, if you can see. Yeah. So right after Slaney, you see that little line right there?
Mm-hmm.
That's our top of descent. So we'll start coming down when we hit that line.
All right.
So we're actually not that far from it. Now we're up around 60.
Not a bad gig to have, my friend.
Not at all, man. Not at all. I've a couple of times I've flown. I've sent Dennis pictures and said, man, I can see why you don't hate what you do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Love it,
I've
man.
actually been up at a couple Cessnas with my dad a couple different times.
I am jealous of that, man. That's something I've always wanted to do.
It was fun, man, but I remember one time in particular we hit a patch of that turbulence, and of course my dad's a seasoned vet, so of course it didn't even bother him at all.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he was like, "You fine over there? Just shit your pants yet?"
I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know, I'm starting to feel a little queasy, and I look at him, I'm like, "You got any air sickness bags floating around?" And he kind of looks at me and he's like, no.
Oh jeez.
I ended up being okay, but like it was one of those things. I was like, "Ooh, man, this is." Ooh.
Yeah, make you a little
rough
nervous. Make you a little
Yeah.
nervous. Yeah, for sure, dude.
That was a fun flight, though, man. We were able to fly above Disney a little bit, obviously to a proper altitude, because Disney doesn't like you flying down too low or
No,
anything like that.
no, it's not their favorite thing in the world.
No. But yeah, it was a ton of fun, man. A ton of fun.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Hopefully he'll be able to get his hands on a plane at some point.
Yeah.
Go up again.
Yeah, for sure. I hope so. Coming up, man, Slaney, and then top of descent, and before you know it, ladies and gentlemen, we will be on the ground.
Woo! Get up the pub.
let's see. The old Emerald Isle.
Look at that beauty.
Once Microsoft Flight Simulator is a little less aggravating, I would love to come back and do this same flight again, as the scenery is just hard to beat, man. It's just, it looks fantastic. It really does. The visuals are out of this world. They're getting there. They're working on it. Keep in mind, it's only been out for a few months. And I'll be back in it. The next flight I plan to do is in it. Whether I got to work with it or not, we'll make it happen. So next Saturday night, we're doing something a little different. No Flight Simulator. We're doing Halo Master Chief Collection. So yeah, come watch if you want to see us beat some Covenant baddies up.
That's something I can definitely partake in.
Heck yeah, brother. Heck yeah. Hope you can join me and my buddy Tyler in our dual stream for Master Chief Collection next weekend.
They set up cross-platform yet?
It is live as of a few days ago.
Ah, most excellent. Yes, I can definitely partake, my friend.
Tremendous. Coming up on our top of descent, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, I haven't played Master Chief Collection in quite some time, my friend.
You know, it's funny because I go through phases of not playing it, and then every time I do, I'm like, dang, I don't know why I waited so long to do it. You know?
Oh, I know. It's always fun to play, man.
Always.
Halo's one of those games. It doesn't matter how long you go between playing it. Once you hop back on, you're like, oh man, all the nostalgia just comes rushing back at you.
Yep, comes right back to you, man. It's crazy. It's one of the few games out there I cannot play for a while and come back and still be relatively good at.
I can be okay. I can be average.
That's it, man. That's all that counts.
Call of Duty, on the other hand, ooh.
Hey, I caramba, brother. I caramba.
Woo.
Coming up on the top of descent, ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting our initial descent into Shannon, Ireland here very shortly. I appreciate you flying with us here on Aer Lingus Flight 381. And it's been an absolute pleasure serving you. We've still got the hard part yet to come. If you're watching the video and you give a damn, let me get your rating predictions in. Landing rating predictions. We'll get Eric's.
That's right.
We'll get Eric's prediction when we're about 5,000 feet. We'll see what he has to say about what he thinks I'm gonna be able to accomplish. And
I'm hoping for a butter, man. I'm hoping for a butter.
dude, me too. Me too. We got a little bit of a headwind coming back at us, so it should be interesting. The flare, no floaties, I hope. No floaties, I hope. But, we've hit our top of descent.
As long as you don't take out the terminal, then you'll be okay.
That's always the key, sir. Always the key. Don't take out the terminal. Alright, we're coming down. Alright, let me give you a little bit of a forecast on what we're looking at right here. So we're coming down from Slaney. We're going down to initially 11,100 feet is what we're looking at. I set it for 6,000. As you can see the little pink star right here? So the little pink,
I'm seeing that.
yeah, the little pink star that you see is more or less the top of the ILS descent, and we chose an ILS landing. The airplane will more or less line itself up and get itself set for ILS at that point. So now that we've started our descent, it may be a little early, but I'm going to go ahead and get the approach information put in. So let me get the METAR data for Shannon, and I'll get that put in. Let's see what they got going on there. Tremendous. Alrighty. We're going to pop down here. We're going to go to our performance page. We're going to go to the approach. Our QNH in Shannon is currently at 10. Whoop, not 18. Boy, that'd be crazy.
Not 18. Nope, don't do that.
Nah, 24. 10, 25. Temperature in Shannon, Ireland, currently 6 degrees Celsius. For those of you out there who do not know metric, that is 43 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a little chilly, boys and girls. It's a little chilly. Format error. Sorry about that. 6 degrees Celsius. Our wind at the very moment is coming from the southwest, approximately 220 degrees, and it's coming through at about 5 knots. Transition altitude for Shannon, Ireland is 5,000 feet. That's what that's set for right now. Everything else looks good. So we've got our information in there. We're going to go ahead and bop back over and enjoy our descent as we continue to climb down right around 26,000 feet right now, folks, as we bring you down into Shannon, Ireland, the gateway to Europe, as they advertise themselves.
Is that what they advertise? Okay.
Indeed, indeed.
All right.
We're in the clouds. You ever heard that Garth Brooks song, Ireland? Ireland, I am coming home.
Here I go again on my own.
See rolling fields of green and fences made of stone. I am reaching out. Won't you take my hand? I'm coming home, Ireland. Looks like we're in like the upside down right now.
Does look like we're in the upside down a little bit.
Yeah, the clouds in this game are not the greatest. A321, look at that beautiful airplane though. I'm gonna let it figure itself out. Not gonna mess with it. There it is. There it is.
All right.
Oh, Ireland. Hey, bud.
Hey, bud, what you doing there, bud?
What you doing there, bud? I hear her land.
Did you see they put snowmobiles in whole Cold War multiplayer?
No, I did not.
I was just looking at a little picture of that little small video from IGN. They were zooming around on a freaking snowmobile. I'm like, what is this?
That's pretty interesting.
Right?
Not mad about it, but it's interesting. I hear her land. This landing, I'm nervous about this landing a little bit.
You got this, man. I got all the faith in the world.
There's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, you know.
Pressure inside the cabin or pressure otherwise?
I see what you just did.
I know. That's a bad joke. Pilot joke.
Hey.
Had to throw in one pilot joke, man.
Of course. How dare you not? Coming down here, ladies and gentlemen.
Moving on down.
About 12,000, just under 13,000 feet right now, coming down. Coming up on Tipperary. Told you the story about Tipperary. Almost there. It's a long way from Tipperary. Pretty sure that's not at all how that song goes. But I'm gonna hop back on the camera here. Let's see. Bam! Sorry about that, guys. I was gone there for a moment. Didn't figure you needed to look at my ugly face for the entire flight here, but
Everybody loves to see your pretty face, man.
you know, I really appreciate that, sir.
You got a face that was made for radio.
Ah, boy, you ain't wrong though. Boy, you ain't wrong. Let's see, we're looking at Tipperary. What are we supposed to be at Tipperary? 9,900 at Tipperary. Coming up on it right now. We're looking good. Good rate of descent. $1025 we said was our pressure. We'll bop over to that around 5,000 feet.
Now, at about what point typically do pilots like to throw on the fastest seatbelt sign?
Generally on not initial descent, well, more or less initial descent, but somewhere between initial descent and around the transition altitude, so 18,000 feet is
okay.
the recommended, and it all depends. Like if you've got reports of turbulence and stuff like that, then obviously you're going to go ahead and throw it on sooner.
Right.
In this instance, we're going to have it on. It hasn't been on because it hasn't been bumpy. But we're
That's
about.
True. It's been very, very clear flight.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, I agreed. Yeah, I agreed. But we're gonna go ahead and throw our seatbelt sight on now. Just to make sure everybody's safe. If you still gotta pee, be safe. Don't pee on yourself. Don't pee on your leg. Please don't pee on our toilets. Our flight attendants don't want to clean that up.
They work very hard to keep those loos clean, man.
Boy, they really do, though. That's probably early, but we're going to go ahead and arm that early. Ground spoilers armed early, per se. 10,000 feet.
Better to be early than not at all.
I would tend to agree with that, sir. Our lights, runway turnoff's going to come on. Landing lights are going to come on as well. That one's fine. Everything else is good. Just got to make sure they can see us from a mile away. Clearly, for anybody out there right now, this is not real world time. It is very dark in Ireland right now, okay? Very dark. I did this during the day so that we could actually enjoy some of the looks here. We'll do another night flight before too long. I would prefer to do another night flight in Microsoft Flight Simulator because the night lights are A+, right? So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm just really I'm holding out. I planned on being in Microsoft Flight Simulator this week, and the main reason I wasn't is because they didn't do enough to not piss me off as far as the navigation system goes. So I didn't want to deal with it. Is the moral of the story. I enjoy X-Plane. I really do. I think it's a good game. I wish the graphics, if the graphics of Microsoft Flight Simulator could come together with the system depth of X-Plane, boy, we'd be in a good way. We'd be in a real good way. It'd be the perfect sim, but we're not there, so whatever.
So you can definitely see the you were talking about it earlier, the jagged edges on the shadows.
Yeah,
and things like that.
It bugs me. Yeah, it bugs me. It really does. But what keeps me coming back is that when I do something, it does what it's supposed to do. That's the moral of the story.
Well, and there's plenty more customization, it seems, with X-Plane than there is with Flight Simulator.
Right now, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It really is. It's the amount of customization is kind of crazy, to be honest with you. But I enjoy it. I like it a lot. I like both sims a ton, man. I got it. I said this in the first episode, man. I really got into doing this. I grew up in an aviation family. I got into doing this when I was about the 5th grade, 4th grade. Took a field trip. Played Microsoft Flight Simulator at the time. Loved it. And I've always been interested in wanting to be a pilot, and didn't really want to join the military, and really had didn't really have the money to want to go through all the school you got to go through to do it if you don't join the military. And so guess what, man, it didn't work out. Instead, I work on computers, and I enjoy that, I do, but yet what it enables me to do is this in the meantime. So I'm thankful for that.
Yes, sir.
Very thankful.
Yes,
for that.
sir. And see, my dad was the complete opposite. He didn't have the money either to go through all the different schooling and whatnot, but he went through ROTC at University of Houston, and he joined up with the Navy, went to Officer Candidate School, OCS, and ended up being an officer in the Navy, and flew planes for 24 years. So
I applaud him. I really do. I applaud him. That's some pretty cool shit. Is this gonna auto descend to 3,000, or do I need to help it?
give it a little nudge.
I'm gonna go ahead and activate the LS. We're gonna go ahead and go flaps 1 as well. Oh, we're getting to the fun part here, Mr. Eric. We're getting to the fun part.
Oh, I know you're feeling jazzed right now, my friend. We're about to take a left turn, Clyde.
I'm fired up, man. There's a lot of pressure here. A lot of pressure here.
I got all the faith in the world in you, man.
Really appreciate that, sir.
Although one of these days it would be entertaining to see this bird go down in flames. Just so
just because.
It's nothing we gotta worry about. It's just a game.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. The old Emerald Isle down there. There she is.
Beautiful.
Welcome to Ireland. We're flying over it. back down here, 3,000 feet. Wait, they want us at 900 feet. No, 90 feet. All right.
90.
This thing should theoretically, because of the waypoints, bring itself down. I'm just curious to see if it does. If it doesn't, very quick maneuvers will need to be made. Look at this nice turn here.
Yeah.
Not too shabby
Big
at all,
fan of
sir.
the 80s music you got going on in the background, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Certainly appreciate that. Thanks, Stream Beats, for that one. We're flaps too, by the way. We're slowing down. We will go ahead and bump our pressure to where it needs to be. 1025, still the case? Yes, absolutely. Shannon, Ireland, 1025. Sweat, baby, sweat. Yeah, I went to go grab my glass. I'm empty. Damn shame.
I know, me too, man. Me too.
Damn shame.
I hit the end. I think I've got a little bit left.
Might have to have one more celebratory drink when this thing's over.
Yes, sir. Yep, I just finished the last little swig there.
Perfect. We're going flaps 3, Mr. Benson.
Flaps 3.
We're going to head on
Engaged.
down and make sure that our approach was activated. Yes, it was. Perfect. And we're going to activate the approach here. We're going flaps 4.
Should be a straight shot now, my friend.
It's looking that way. All right. Managed descent is coming in. Are we flaps full? Yep, we are flaps full. Coming up on Shannon, I believe it is safe, my friend, to go ahead and drop the landing gear.
Landing gear down.
There's our airport. That's where we're landing, right there.
Hard she blows.
About 1,000 feet, ladies and gentlemen. I will go ahead and take the reins and bring this bad bird in.
It's right around the point in time where all the little specks start to become bigger specks.
That's it. That's it. Hold on, let me turn the hat around here. There we go. I want to make sure I can see clearly.
Get yourself jazzed, man. Get yourself ready to go.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I want
Butter.
to see a butter, man. I
The
wanna
goal is butter. We're looking for butter. Cabin. Let's check with the cabin. Cabin's good. Everything else looks good. Flaps, spurs, cabin. Signs are on. About 1,500 feet right now. Looking good, looking good. $1,100. We're at 1,000 feet, ladies and gentlemen. It's my airplane.
Cod Easy has the ball.
As you can see our glide slope, we got 2 red, 2 white. That means that we're coming in at the right angle here. Acceptable.
Acceptable. Okay, all right. Very good flare, apparently.
Yeah, I kind of screwed up right at the end. I let that thing float just a little too long.
Yeah, see that. What was it? Like 9 seconds? A little over 9 seconds. You were
Little over 9 seconds. Yeah, I like to try to shoot around 7 as an ideal.
Okay.
Alright, let's turn around. Let's go gate this bad boy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shannon, Ireland.
Woo!
We made it in one piece. We had a very acceptable landing. Right on par with Aer Lingus.
And the world's okayest pilot.
And the world's okayest pilot. Yeah, you guys forget who I am. World's okayest pilot. Don't ever forget. Not too bad though. I'm not too upset with it, considering
No.
the circumstance.
Hey, you know what you got to improve for the next time. So there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
absolutely, absolutely. I think I just about figured out what I did wrong. It's all about practice, man. It's all about practice.
Hey, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
No, that is true. It's gonna get us to a gate here, and we'll call it a day, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed tagging along. I hope you enjoyed the banter that Eric and I provided. If you didn't, then guess what? You don't have to watch. You're not obligated to watch.
We have a saying in my country: you can lick my balls.
Yes, he's not wrong. It's not wrong. But thank you for tagging along anyways. Certainly appreciated it, and had a good flight there. And we'll do another one before too long. Like I said, my ultimate goal is to be back in Microsoft Flight Simulator before too long. And I hope you can join me there.
Looking forward to next week, man. Looking forward to shooting some Covenant baddies.
Yes, we're going to play some Halo next week. That's the plan. Halo Master Chief Collection. K plays games after dark, if you will. It's always after dark, but I mean, you know.
Always after dark. I haven't played with Tyler in a hot minute, man. Looking forward to talking with that guy,
Yeah,
too.
it's been a minute, man. It's been a minute.
That Halo Outpost, that was a fun time, man.
That was a great time. Great time, dude. Had a blast. I am purposely going to park at gate 28 right now because that was the gate that we parked at when we came in. I promised you out there that I would show you a picture of I guess you could say the plane or flight or whatever you want to call it that we took in when we took this actual flight. And as we end, I will put it up on the screen. So Shannon Airport on the right there. As you can see, good scenery. The link is in the description for the video. If you like what you see for Shannon Airport, great job. Didn't cost me a dime. Freeware. They did a fantastic job. So
There she is, good old gate 28.
motherfucker said, cut it off.
So cut it now.
I said, all right, big dog. That's no problem. Disarm the ground spoilers. We're going to go ahead and set the parking brake. We're going to go ahead and get our APU started here.
And make sure everyone can roam about the cabin as well.
And guess what? We're parked at the gate. Seatbelt signs are off. And we are going to go ahead and cut engine 1 and cut engine 2. And there she is, man.
Not a bad parking job there, man.
Not too shabby, sir. Not too. This guy told me to stop sooner than I needed to. I probably shouldn't have.
I know. You're nowhere close to that terminal, man.
No, I just stopped when he told me to stop. That's the moral of the story. But welcome to Shannon, Ireland. Thank you so very much for flying with us this evening. From myself, Captain Kate Stevens, and my first officer, Mr. Eric Benson, we certainly appreciate you flying with us. And we look forward to having you again real soon. We'll let you know when the next video is coming up. And you guys, thank you so much again. We're very appreciative, and I hope you take care and have a great evening. And without further ado, I will show you the picture. Not too bad. Not too bad. Check that out. That's the plane we hopped on.